Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Friday night. It's time for BND Live, the Dungeons and Dragons live stream, where a group of high school friends attempts to play Dungeons and Dragons remotely via the internet. With us, as always, we have Erin as Agnes the Bard, Tim as Twizzard the Wizard, Steven as Finric the Monk, and Chris as Paelias the Cleric. And I am Shawn, your ever faithful and humble DM. And this is BND Live. All right. Should we do a quick recap from last week? Let's see here. So, yeah, we picked things up on a sunny Dillick around 1 p.m. You folks, after a little more discussion, you dropped the body, made floating by a potion, out of the bag of holding and into an alley. However, the guards found it practically as soon as you dropped it, Finric and Agnes barely having time to get away. A hurried exit leads most of you to the fountain, where Agnes's Lady Frostmane attempts to distance herself from you. She finds out a bit more about the beast availability, and then goes for tea. The others find her, though, and sit next to her. Various plans are discussed, but ultimately you all head to the Duchess to hear from Finistel about a rhyme she found about a tablet as a tome, being quite powerful, somehow linked to a cave. Then you split up a bit, some for research, for the show that will be happening at, of course, Lady Norfell and Leywin. And Finric and Paelias rode south, roughly 18 miles, to do math with a compass, and a lot of math. And what's the bottom line? Fallrith is far away. You went back for dinner and a bit of costume making, and then you all head to bed as Paelias asked Mistra, his goddess, using divination, if the group can trust Finistel in the search for Fallrith. So as all of you are falling asleep to have a nice long rest, Paelias is communing with his goddess. And you sort of take some piles of incense and flash powder, and you mix them together with the femur of Mr. Oniboni. And as you grind the incense and the flash powder together, a puff of smoke, flame, and a vision of a peasant girl appears floating before you, Paelias. She waves her hand, and a card appears as if by magic. It has Finistel's image on that card. She waves her other hand, and a card showing the Ateum appears in it. Suddenly, both cards have combined. Finistel has joined the Ateum in another card. She waves her hand again, and a card with Fallrith, his snide, very pleased with his self-expression, grinning from the card. She then chases the Fallrith card with the Ateum and Finistel card, and they all turn into smoke. She smiles, gives a wink, and the image disappears. And that's your vision, Paelias. And then you all wake after a night's rest. It is the Paul. It is the day of the special show at Lady Norfell Leywin's, and you are all at the Duchess. What would you like to do?
I think I need a good breakfast in preparation for today's big big event.
Oh yeah, we could eat up because it's free. It's probably free, right?
Why would it be free? We're
we're at the Duchess. For some reason, I thought we were at Lady.
Norfolk's.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe we can go there and see if we can get free food.
Yeah.
You all go downstairs then?
Sure.
Mm.
The bartender walks up. Ah, good morning. What will you all have?
Good question. Any specials of the day?
Well, it's early still. We have a selection of croissants. We also have, of course, our signature Westyville cheese. We also have some pork pie and some rock buns.
Some cheese and a croissant would be lovely.
Yeah, I was thinking croissant, and if you have any local jams, that would be nice.
Ah, yes, of course. We have a peach and a plum.
Oh, peach, please.
Do you have any Torin toast?
Torin toast. I'm not familiar with that, but if you describe it, I'm sure the chef could whip something up.
It's
Brown bread?
It is toast. Toasted bread, toasted in Torin, delivered here.
We do not have that, sir.
Excellent.
That's negative.
I'll have. Do you have any eggs? I'll have some eggs.
Is it bread toasted in the forges? Torrent?
Is
that what it is?
Yes.
With a distinct iron taste to it.
So it gives it that dark brown red metal color.
How would you like your eggs prepared, sir?
In a bucket. Lots of eggs, please.
Ah.
Fill that bucket.
Would you like them cooked, sir?
Get around to it. Otherwise, I'll Rocky Balboa those things down.
I will see
You
what I
want
can
the
do.
shell, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no shell. Hold the shell.
Ah.
I'm not a savage.
Of course. Very
You
good.
sure you don't want any sort of tomato condiment with that in the bucket?
Ooh, ketchup? They have that here?
Just tomato condiment.
We could chop up a dice of tomato for you.
Extra fine. I mean, real fine. So it's like
Pureed?
a paste. Yeah, but not tomato paste because I don't even know what that is.
I will see what I can do. And
Yeah.
for
Put a
you,
little
sir?
splash of vinegar and sugar in there, too.
Yeah. And here's a hint: if you're having trouble and you're falling behind, catch up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very
I
good,
don't know.
sir.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, once again, she turns toward Paelias. And you?
Can I have some potatoes cut into really small cylindrical pieces and sauteed with some garlic and herbs?
Very good, sir.
That sounds great.
And then she turns to Finistel. I'll have normal toast and some of that peach jam. Very good. And to drink?
Tea.
Tea?
I'm
Finistel
good
gets
with my
goat's
egg.
milk.
Water?
It's a Finstel.
Yes, Finric.
What do you do to kick back and relax?
Oh, well, I practice my arcane arts. I enjoy. Well, to be perfectly honest, I enjoy butterflies. Following them,
Watching.
studying their life cycles.
Mr. Twizzard, don't you know something very interesting about butterflies and how they taste? Not actually
I
how
don't
they...
eat butterflies.
No. How they taste other things.
Oh, it's butterfly fact. Did you know butterflies taste with their feet?
What?
I did not know that. How
True
have you
story.
come across this knowledge?
A wizard never tells.
Ah, I see. Well, that is fascinating.
Except for right now when I just told you, I guess. Oh, yep. So yeah, there you go.
Mr. Twizzard is a font of knowledge. Not always useful knowledge, but definitely knowledge.
And not always true knowledge.
All of this is true.
The devil is in the details, I suppose.
Mm.
And what about you, Finric? What do you do for fun?
It's a good question. I don't really have much in the way of hobbies. I do like finding evildoers and bringing them to justice. That's kind of been my thing. Although, it's, you do it so many times, and it's like, I don't know. It just sort of feels like it feels like you put so much energy into it just to like keep the status quo. It's like you get this guy, and then there's going to be another guy, and there's going to be another guy. But I don't know. But the thrill of the chase is pretty fun.
And he likes mushrooms.
I do like mushrooms. I do like eating them, and finding myself in environments where there are mushrooms. That's fun.
I see. One must be very careful when eating mushrooms, Finric.
That's true. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to eat a bad mushroom, for instance.
No, I've had bad mushrooms. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's not like a. I don't know. It's not like a just a gently sliding slope of like good to bad. It's sort of like you hit a cliff and it's just like.
Indeed.
Bad.
Indeed. Yeah, it's not so with butterflies. With butterflies, it's a gentle slope.
Did he eat a bad one?
Have you ever?
No, I guess I just mean viewing. There are some dull butterflies, and then there are some quite fascinating ones.
That's right. And you can never really tell from the pupas.
That is true. That is true. You can never tell what may come out of the shell.
Mm-hmm.
And then the server, she brings everyone's food and starts like putting it out in front of you.
Oh, breakfast!
And Twizzard, you get a large bowl of scrambled eggs. The cook said that he could not find a bucket clean enough.
Yeah, that would have been fine. But thank you.
Be that as it may. She turns and walks on. Is Mr. Oniboni up in the room, or is he in the bag of holding?
I don't know. You might be trying to get into the magic hut.
No, my magic hut is
Oh,
done.
it disappeared. All right.
8 hours.
I don't know. Is it crowded in the room?
There's a few other people.
He's probably still not allowed in the Duchess.
I mean, he's got his robes on. They probably can't tell it's him now, right? All right. I think he should come downstairs with his robes on.
All right, black or red?
Ooh, should we mix it up and go red robes today? Oh yeah, make it a red robe.
All right.
Red robe, red robe, red robe.
Oh boy.
Everyone sort of stands in between you and Paelias.
What's up, Boney?
Oh, Mr. Oniboni, you're going to play a big role tonight. You're going to pretend to be the mummy lord in our play. And then you get to turn invisible.
I think he's happy.
There'll be an illusion of fire, so don't freak out.
It's basically like this super powerful ogre mage forced to do your bidding.
I mean, does he still have the ogre mage spirit?
Yeah, they from what I've read, that they sort of if it was a guard in a previous life, I think is the example. They'll if they lose, if you don't renew the control, or if you go a while without giving them a command, they'll sort of revert to what they know. So they'll start standing guard wherever they were, right? Or so in this case, I don't know if he's gonna start kidnapping people. I don't know, but luckily you keep casting the spell, so.
Yeah, and I mean he doesn't have the magic anymore.
It's true. He does
so
not.
he wouldn't be able to disguise himself as Finistrel again.
That's too bad we couldn't get the one creature who's a plumber or something, and he starts fixing all these pipes when he lost control. He's all our stuff works now.
Make a
Well.
little money on the side.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Any other conversations during breakfast, or is it fairly routine?
Yeah, do we need to have a conversation about what we're doing today?
Well, I know. There's we're sort of committed to some stuff later. I think it's more about what we do after that. So we know that Falworth is a good distance away, as is the library, as is our boat.
You guys might as well come to the show.
Oh, definitely want to come to the show.
You could be in it.
Definitely don't want to be in the show.
Then you can
I'm-
schmooze with the nobles.
Perfectly happy. What?
You can schmooze with the nobles there.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Well, I guess, are we going to, after we do what we do in Wesleyville, are we going to continue to the Great Library, or are we going to head back to Windbell?
It's an excellent question.
I think we should go after Falworth.
How much have you guys told Finistel about Falworth?
We told her that he's back. And that he's a bad dude.
She is sitting at the table with you, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
So, Finistel, do you know about this guy, Falworth?
I know he's back and he's a bad dude.
Just
Finric's filled me in lightly. This is someone you bested or you defeated in Windbell?
Yes, we did.
Nearly, I mean, I guess we did defeat him to the point where he had to take the one and only option left to him other than to die, and that was to revert to another plane until he got his strength back.
Oh my. And we
But he's back now on this plane.
Yeah.
I see. You have information on him?
Well, we have the magic compass that used to point to Twizzard's ass,
Okay.
and it is no longer pointing to Twizzard's ass, it is pointing to Falworth's ass.
Do we know if it's blood from his ass?
And it's,
Roughly towards Falworth's ass.
Ass blood?
Give or take a few feet.
That seems more useful, considering Twizzard is here and your enemy is elsewhere.
And we're gonna get him.
so we're going to make sure that he cannot basically upend other towns or villages and charm them into doing his bidding.
Yeah. You should come fight him with us. Every time we do that, we end up getting more cool stuff.
You bring up a fair point, Twizzard. I don't know if my fate lies with yours when it comes to this Falworth. Perhaps we part after tonight's show.
I don't think so.
Excuse me?
Oh, what? Did I say something?
Well, I have a feeling that even if we do part after tonight's show, we will end up crossing paths again.
Certainly. I mean, if you feel there is more to be learned at the Great Library of Parmacoa, I suppose I could meet you there at some point in the future, given enough leeway or heads up.
I mean, where do you hearken from?
I hearken from Lucknow.
Okay, so I would figure by the time we send you a message, we would already be there. Well, I guess we would just send
Perhaps we
it
could
down
send
here.
a message before you arrive. Like I said, if given enough lead time.
You're gonna hang on to that sending stone?
I will absolutely hang on to the Sending Stone.
Cool. You're not gonna pawn it.
No, I spent good gold for this. I plan on keeping it.
Okay.
You are not
You
the
can
only
add
one
more
in my...
contacts to it.
What's that?
You can add more contacts to it.
Oh, Finric is not the only one in my contact list.
The only one in my contacts, so.
Well,
I can see we're all quite popular.
and on that note, What are we going to do today? Shall we visit a different area of town, an area that we have not yet been to? For example, the Swelts or the Mills or the Fakes?
We never actually made it to the monk place before we hit a small issue.
Yeah, so we found out that the monks are trying to kill us. So I've, tried to avoid that place since, which is sort of frustrating. But yeah.
Why don't we get our land deed permission and money from the Goldingers?
That sounds like a good idea.
So we should probably go to the Goldingers first to get the money, and then to Parliament to present our application, I guess, for buying land in Windbell.
Mhm.
And then we should be able to hopefully obtain the permission that we need with Goldinger's letter here.
Mhm.
So, and then we'll have about 1,000 gold that we can put towards the house.
Great.
Our cabin by the ocean.
House or go back to the stuffy shop.
You are
You can
even,
do both.
you're like,
Blow it
you're
all on
regretting your
stuffies.
purchase.
Do any of you guys have a pen?
I do have a pen.
Perfect. So we should all be set.
Yep. I should probably refill my inkwell though.
Yeah, there's usually a lot.
A lot of signing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Use Falworth's blood.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to sign in Falrus blood. I think we don't need Falrus blood anymore. Well, but we said that Falrus blood was in some vial.
It is vile blood. It's true.
It is vial blood. So I will.
Should definitely hang on to it.
Just hang on to it for now. You never know.
All right. Well, then I'll need to buy ink. I do have pens. I think I have 2 pens.
Great. Where can one get some ink around here? Where's Shady?
Oh no, it's Freddy. We want Freddy right now.
Freddy? Okay.
Yeah. So I go over to the person who I guess was serving us and ask if Freddy's around.
Oh, yes. Freddy. Freddy runs up. Yeah. How can I help?
Oh, Freddy, do you happen to know of a place that sells inks?
Oh, certainly, miss. There's plenty of places over in the Parliament area.
Okay.
Would you like some?
Yeah, we just need an inkwell of a decent dark-colored ink. Doesn't necessarily have to be a particular color. Just one that's going to be of a decent quality and dark enough that it'll be good for legal documents.
Of course. Any quill to go with that?
No, we have. Let me check how many I have. I think I have 2. 2 pens. I have 2 pens. I think we'll be okay with 2 pens.
Very good. You'd like me to bring it back here?
We'll be going there, right?
Well, we have to stop at Goldinger's first.
I mean, they're all kind of right next to each other.
Well, I think Goldinger's is going to be on the way to Parliament. And I don't want... So, Freddie, do you know where the Goldinger's estate is?
Of course, miss. I could lead you there.
Okay. So perhaps, is that kind of on the way to Parliament?
Yes, miss. Close enough.
All right, so maybe we'll do this. We'll all go out together. You show us where the Galdinger estate is. You run ahead, get the ink, and then we'll meet you on the road as we head towards Parliament.
Very good. Ink can be expensive, miss. Anywhere between, I don't know, 7 to 15 gold, depending on the quality.
Sucks for you, Freddy.
No, of course. Well, like I said, we just need to have an ink that will work for legal documents. It doesn't have to be the best of inks. It's definitely not magical
Do you
inks
think
that
we
we
really
need.
need to pay for it? I mean, if we're doing business at Parliament, don't you won't they have like a community fountain well we could just dip into, sign stuff?
Yes, but we should probably I would like to have some ink anyway,
So just take a bit extra when you're dipping your pen.
especially since I'm writing new songs.
Okay.
So, you know what? If they have a nice hunter green ink,
Oh.
and I'll give him the 15 gold and ask if he can return what is not used.
Very good, miss. Let me know when you're ready to go to the Galdingers.
Okay. Do we need to do anything before we go to the Galdingers?
So right now, Mr. Oniboni is wearing a red robe. I don't know what you guys are wearing.
I'm gonna look down and notice that I'm wearing my Cobalt Soul robe.
All right.
Must have put it on this morning.
Must have.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go put a red robe on.
All right, we got 2 red robes. Paelias, what are you doing?
Sure, I'll go red. We're going red today.
Yeah.
Oh
Once
shoot,
you go
we're going
red,
red today.
don't
Should
get
I
red.
change?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it matters because really we had the black robes on like the whole day and nothing black roby really happened.
Well, I know they were like looking, like that faction was like looking to kill us. So we that's why we decided to wear the robes so that we didn't look like, we were a cleric and a monk and I guess a wizard. Instead, we were looking like 3 wizards. But now that I have this pouch, I feel like I look a little less sus.
I mean, I really think it's up to you. I think you could go either way. So it's whatever you feel like.
All right, I'm just gonna be me.
That's the best person you could be.
That's the only option I got, really. I don't have one of them hats.
I know we all have to get one of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only one.
Perhaps I'll stay here today. I have some things to take care of.
Cool. Like what?
Very good luck with your Parliament visit.
Oh, Finistrel, I have some notes that I left upstairs in the room about tonight's theatrical event. If you wouldn't mind just reading through some of the cues so you know when to do particular illusions.
I will absolutely do that.
Thank you.
And Finric, to answer your question, I have some shopping to do, and I will be communing.
Sounds great.
Communing.
Oh, commuting. Okay.
But I will also memorize my part in tonight's festivities.
Yeah.
No, just be familiar with it. It'll be kind of obvious when I tell you to.
Get ready to add some flair.
All right, so let's see. So Agnes, are you wearing so Paelias, Wizard, and Oniboni are wearing red robes. Finric's in his
I like
Cobalt
it.
Soul.
I like how Oniboni decided our wardrobe for today.
Well, what's the weather like outside? Is a robe even necessary?
I mean,
I'm not wearing a whole lot of layers under this. That's just.
it's pleasant enough.
But I'm probably just wearing my everyday adventuring garb or something maybe just for casual.
Okay.
Casual the Sol Day?
Paul?
DePaul.
What's today? DePaul. Casual DePaul.
Casual DePaul. All right. You guys head out with Freddy leading the way, and he leads you not too far, a couple blocks over, and up to an estate. You see the familiar logo of the Galdingers, the G with the sword as the crosspiece in the sort of wrought iron gate, and he's like gestures in there, and he's like, "I'll be getting that ink now for you, miss."
Okay, thank you, Freddie.
And he zips off, and you guys head up. How do you want to approach?
Well, I definitely want to make sure that we have the letter of introduction in our possession, so we don't have to rifle around for it. Yeah, it should be in the bag of holding.
I don't have it. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's somewhere here. Hopefully that dude didn't thrash it around too much.
I hope he didn't get body juice on it.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's pretty roomy in the astral plane. So yeah, it's here it is.
All right, you've got the scroll still sealed with the wax imprinted with the Galdinger seal, as it were.
Is like a doorbell or a big clanger we can pull?
Yeah, so much like the Leowen estate, it has its own small stables, brick sides instead of stone. Quite imposing, quite large, and sort of a big, 4 foot by 8 foot door with a knocker that's sort of brightly polished brass in the shape of a fist.
Nice. Knock the fist.
All right,
Is
you
it
knock the
bigger
fist.
or nicer than the Leowen estate?
What's that?
Is this place bigger or nicer than the Leowen estate?
It's a little bigger, and it definitely looks a little more well kept. Yes.
Good to know.
Boom, 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 and you hear, and the door sort of silently swings open, and you see a well-dressed, shorter man regarding you with a bit of, what's that? The dog. With a dog.
Hello.
Hello.
We have come with word from Sir Galdinger regarding some services that we had provided to him while in Windbell and Windbell Keep, and we have come to, I guess.
View the tapestries?
No, not view the tapestries. To give you this letter of introduction.
He sort of regards you all, at first, almost outright annoyance and disdain. When you mention the Galdinger name, at least you know where you are, and it mellows a little, and he sort of looks at you and he's like, "You provided a service for my master. What, may I inquire as to what that service was?"
We essentially cleaned out any goblins or not so nice inhabitants of the Windbell Keep, the ancestral keep.
I see. And he sort of holds out his hand for the scroll. Still hasn't invited you in.
Hey, do you know Lily?
Excuse me?
Do you know Lily?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, she's lovely. We also watched out for her and kept her safe for a number of weeks.
Oh, well, all right. He sort of takes the scroll, cracks the seal, the wax with a satisfying click, unrolls it. And as he sort of reads it, his countenance gets a little more mellow still. And he's like, please, come in. He invites you in, and you see some statues arrayed around the interior. There's a few sets of armor, sort of more decorative, ceremonial, a sort of curving staircase in the back leading up to a balcony of sorts, and a few closed off doors. And he sort of ushers you into a sitting room. And there's sort of some plush lounges and chairs arrayed around. And he sort of motions for you to sit down, and you do so, I suppose.
I'll take a seat.
Regards Mr. Oniboni a bit, and sort of then eyes the sort of fine furniture, and then looks again at the skeleton and says, "Does your skeleton friend..."
Don't mind him. He's a student.
A student?
Yeah.
Oh. At the Tower Evath.
Yes, he is.
Of course. Well, make yourselves comfortable. Grab a drink, and he sort of motions toward some crystal decanters along with some glasses on one side.
Look, this is gonna be a problem.
I will see about your gold.
Thank you.
And he,
Take your time.
Thank you.
he sort of leaves the room.
I'm gonna smell the decanters.
Yeah, let's see what there is.
Give me an investigation check.
You have a pretty good investigation.
Oh, 7.
16.
Finric, you pop a couple things off, and you're like, oh, yep, alcoholic.
Stings the nose.
Mr. Twizzard, there is no ice wine. However, there is what you gather is a fruity strawberry liqueur. There is something that is probably a whiskey of some sorts, and a clear alcohol, which is most likely gin.
Ooh.
There do
What do
not
you-
appear
what
to
do
be
you
any
think, Twizzard?
mixers.
Should we mix them all into one bowl and pass it around?
I might have a small cordial glass worth of the strawberry liqueur.
All right.
I'll have some of the brown stuff.
I'm gonna do the gin stuff. I'm gonna fill my glass up.
I'll do whiskey.
Stuff's free. I knew there'd be something free here.
All right. You guys, if you're really filling your glass up, maybe give me a Constitution save. If you're just sipping like a normal human or
Oh no, I'm
dwarf.
filling my glass.
I'm sipping like a human half elf.
Fair enough.
And
Constitution
18.
is 4.
Yeah, you're fine. You
18.
got that thick dwarven blood and that Finric.
Out of curiosity, I have
Hmm.
advantage against being poisoned. Had I
Ooh.
needed that, would that apply?
Alcohol poisoning.
Good question.
That's a fair question. I will think about that, but for now,
That's
you're
for glass
totally
number 2.
fine.
Inebriation versus poisoning is
Yeah,
different.
I think that's a separate thing. I want to say,
Fair enough.
but you've
Okay,
got
cool.
control over your key, so you're feeling fine.
Cool.
The gentleman comes back. I'm terribly sorry. My name, I don't think I properly introduced myself. I am Eustace Folstrom, at your service. And he gives a slight bow. And he holds out a thick coin purse to Agnes, because you're the one who gave him the scroll. And she said,
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, in addition to this payment, Galdinger did say that he would, that he also, okay, I'm saying this to you as a DM. I can't remember if we got a separate letter for...
You did. You got a separate letter.
Separate letter. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to say we also received from from Sir Galdinger a letter of introduction to the Parliament for purchase of land in Windbell. Do you know which building or where we need to go for something like that?
May I see the scroll? I won't open it. All right. Ah, yes, Skulldrake. He is the Duke's right-hand man. If you go to where the sort of 2 red roofs longer buildings, and then at the end of that corridor is a rather larger building. That is where the Duke Ashfield has his quarters. Enter that main door, and Skulldrake will be there. Now, you might have to get through a couple of layers of nonsense, but that scroll should help you.
Okay, thank you for the information. And may I say, the strawberry cordial is delightful.
Ah, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
This place is really nice. I saw they have the statues out front, and you also have like the ceremonial armor. And I was wondering, like, when Sir Galdinger isn't home, do you guys ever sort of dress the statues up in the armor?
We do not.
Just
Might be fun.
Maybe you should try it.
I
Missed
don't think we
opportunity.
will be doing that.
Let me just tell you, we didn't get where we are today without taking risks, so it might work out for you too.
I will keep that under advisement.
It could also just kind of like really open up the space too, to like kind of consolidate them together like that.
Yes, to combine the statues with the ceremonial armor from Sir Galdinger's ancestors.
Well, that armor is meant to be worn.
And the statues are lovely.
Yes. Again, I will take it under advisement.
I'm not telling you how to run the house.
I do believe that it would be difficult to maybe get some of the armor on the statues because both of them are quite rigid, not very flexible,
we can help 'em.
And solid pieces. But the idea is there.
We'll give you a hand.
I was going to say, with how beautiful this estate is, I can only imagine what the keep will look like once it's restored to its former glory.
Ah, yes, it shall be grand.
Well, I do look forward to seeing the keep when it is complete.
Mm-hmm. You need some workers? I got a servant I could loan out for 60 gold an hour. Real good work.
We are good. Thank you for the offer, I suppose.
Fine, whatever.
Oh, Eustace?
Yes.
It's been a pleasure.
Ah, yes, and I'm sorry, I didn't get all of your names.
So we are the Atam. I'm Finric. This is our good friend Paelias. And then we have Agnes. And of course, as you probably guessed, Twizzard.
Hello.
The one and only Mr. Twizzard.
Yeah.
Ah. I believe I saw a missive mentioning something about a party involving the Ateum. Is that the same group? Is it referring to you?
Yes, since I am a bard, I do perform, and I will be essentially telling of one of the tales of the adventure that we had, one of the adventures that we had in Windbell. And Mr. Twizzard here has offered to do some magic during the performance to make it a little bit more visual and not just, auditory.
I see.
Yeah, you should come.
I did have to forward the unfortunate negative reply from Sir Galdinger, as he is, of course, as you know, down in Windbell. But I wish you good luck with your performance, and I shan't take any more of your time.
Well, thank you very much for your information and your hospitality.
You can just leave the empty glasses on the tray there. I'll take care of it.
Ooh, what if they're not empty?
Do you want to prestigitation them?
Oh, yes. I'll go see if I can clean it. And while I'm standing there, I pour another little bit into mine. And I say, oh, there's still some in there. Gold.
I see. Yes. I can...
Don't look over here.
What's that?
I said, don't look over here.
Ah, yes. And he continues to stare right at you.
All right, well, I'm going to get up. I'm going to give like a little, kind of curtsy or acknowledgement bow and head out.
Well, don't leave me there. I'm going to.
It's just you
I
and him
did
staring
not
at each
knock him
other.
over.
You had poor
As
Eustace.
you're like... All right. You get back outside, feeling a little invigorated. Agnes, if you extend your bardic knowledge of coin purses, you figure there's roughly 300 gold in this purse.
Ooh, I felt like we were owed more.
So do I.
Let's ring the doorbell again. Pretend that it didn't happen.
He did give you back the scroll for Skulldrake, but he kept the other scroll.
I can conjure a new one.
Well, I will just sending stone Sir Galdinger.
Yes.
Oh, Sir Galdinger.
Hello, Agnes.
Hi. I hope that everything is coming along well in Windbell at the keep.
Smashingly.
Wonderful. We just stopped by your estate and it is gorgeous.
Oh, well, thank you. How's Eustace doing?
Eustace was Well, I'm guessing Eustace was Eustace. And
Indeed, he always is.
he was a little wary of us at first, of course, as anyone coming to an estate for the first time. And we gave him the scroll. And I was pretty certain that you had written a specific number in that scroll. However, I am not sure if that is the same amount that we received. Could you please verify what you had written in the scroll, and I will tell you what we actually received?
I wrote 300.
300. Okay. Well, this feels about 300, so I'm sure that everything is okay. I'm not going to count it, but since the scroll was sealed, I did not want to, try to look over shoulders or anything like that. Just want to make sure.
Ah, I see. Yes, well, I had given you some on the road.
That is true. You did that.
Yes.
And the 300 was for, I believe, Lily's, her armor and dagger, and or the services that we provided. Somehow it all worked out.
Drusilla's food and lodging.
No, she paid for her own food and lodging.
She didn't stay in your hut?
She stayed in the same room as me.
I
wasn't using the hut in Windbell. I was too low level. Okay, well, I just wanted to let you know that we did stop by. And it is unfortunate that you aren't here because you are missing the performance that we're going to be doing at Lady Norfolk Leywin's house.
Can I butt in on this call?
Probably.
Sure, why not?
It's Sir Galdinger.
Ah, Finric, how are you doing?
I really liked the statues that you had at the front of the house, as well as the ceremonial armor.
Ah, yes. A
just
man
a
of
thought.
Taste. I knew you were a man of taste. I've always loved your horse as well.
I crazy thought, but have you ever thought about dressing any of the statues in some of the ceremonial armor?
No, Finric, I haven't.
So now I got you thinking.
You have me thinking something.
I mean, are the statues of your ancestors?
Did you look at them?
But I'm not quite aware of what your ancestors look like.
And not for long. They weren't dressed.
No, they are statues of gods and goddesses.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have known the difference.
It's hard to tell the difference.
Oh, you flatter me both. No, the armor is from my ancestors, but the statues are a dedication to some of the higher deities.
Well, what a lovely tribute it would be to your ancestors' armor. That's all I'm saying. But it's a lovely place the way it is, and I'm sure that you and Eustace have your own home well in hand.
I will take it into consideration. How about that?
Well, that sounds like a great deal.
Maybe it's something you can do at Windbell Keep.
Ah, indeed. It is a question of how I shall decorate it aesthetically, but that is why I have my lady with me. She has a better eye for that sort of thing than I do, I have to admit. If it was me, it would be all armor and shields and weaponry, if you know what I mean.
But a few good tapestries can, be the difference.
Oh, perhaps a tapestry detailing the retaking of the keep and our adventures therein.
That would be interesting.
Now you do have me thinking. I believe there's a cult fellow in Windbell. I wonder if he's ever made a tapestry. I shall look into it.
Okay. Very nice.
That would be nice.
Talk to you later. Say hi to Lily.
I
mean, I can probably just say hi to Lily because I have a sending stone with her, but yes.
All right. Stone clicks off. Or whatever it does.
To Parliament.
All right. So you guys, you sort of, as you make your way down the path and out of the gate, up runs Freddy like clockwork, and hands you, Agnes, a well of, if you hold it up, swirl a little bit. You'll see near the very edge in the thick viscous ink a nice green tint to it.
Oh, wonderful, Freddie. And how much was this all together?
It was 10 gold, and he holds out the 5.
Okay. So I will give him. Let's see here. I'll give him 3 silver for his errand.
Thank you, miss. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Freddie.
You should have just said it was 20 gold.
No. Well, I mean, if I keep giving him a decent tip and he'll continue to perform errands for me in an honest way. That's the whole point. You gotta build up these relationships.
Yeah, 10 gold for ink is pretty standard. He's not trying to pull one over on you.
All right.
Could have. Should have.
All right, so you guys head toward the, besides the towers, the largest buildings in Wesleyville, which are these this trio of buildings, 2 very long ones, and then down the center, leading toward if the 2 on the side are rectangles, this one in the front is a large square building, but very ornate stone, red tile roofs, quite imposing. Definitely more city guard in this vicinity. As you walk, they sort of look you over. You catch a few of them trying to look underneath Mr. Bones' hood. Where would you like to go?
I think that we should head directly to the largest building in between those 2 long red-roofed
All right.
buildings.
Is that what we need? We need
Yes.
a department, like permit office or
We
something?
need Skulldrake.
Tax assessor?
We need the offices of the Duke of Asheville. And I have the scroll in my hand and I'm walking with purpose.
All right.
I have
belong.
yes, I have a look of purpose and determination on my face.
They're all shifty-eyed and attracting lots of attention.
Like essentially, I know what I'm doing, where I'm going, and what I want.
What is the order? So Agnes in the lead.
Yes.
What's the rest of the order?
I'm sure Mr. Oniboni's somewhere near the end.
Noted. Finric, Twizzard,
Though I
Fly?
do feel he would be quite an imposing bodyguard.
I don't know if he should go first, though.
No.
I'll just hang out in the rear.
What's that?
They're gonna hang out in the rear.
Yep.
All right. Loose conglomeration.
Nice.
Agnes, as you come up to the building, there's some sort of wide stone steps, pillars coming up, a bit of an overhang, and 2 city guards stand at attention, and you approach them? What do you want to do? The big door
Yes,
is behind
I
them, sort of a
approach.
big double door, probably 8 foot wide, 10 foot tall. 2 wooden doors are closed behind them.
I go up.
Oh,
I've come to speak with Sir Skulldrake regarding land ownership permission. And I have the scroll in my hand, if necessary.
Public audiences are by appointment only.
This is my appointment right here.
Give me a persuasion check.
7. Wow.
24.
Oh. So they sort of look at each other. They look at you. Sort of look behind you at the other people. And he takes the scroll.
Okay.
Sort of notices the name written on the outside of it. He notices the seal. And he says, wait here, please. And he sort of goes off, and you see a smaller door off to the side of the bigger door. He opens that, and he goes in that one and closes it behind him. And the other guard is sort of just standing there at attention.
So I'll go over to the other guard. So, do you see anything interesting happen in the square while you are at duty, or is it pretty boring? Okay, well, I guess that says it all. Thank you. Thank you for that information.
You roll another persuasion check if you want.
27.
Oh, my goodness.
As you say thank you, I guess that answers it. He's sort of like, you see his countenance cracks a little, and he's like, pretty boring. Though there was some excitement yesterday.
Really? Do tell.
The body was found.
Well, I mean,
A dead body.
what do you mean? Oh my goodness. A dead
Indeed.
body?
Of a monk.
Was it just, someone who keeled over in the streets?
Nope. Foul play. It was in 3 Rivers, too. It's caused quite the stir.
Wait, a monk in 3 Rivers?
Indeed.
I didn't think they went over in that section.
There's a bit of a rivalry. Are you folks new here?
Yes. I mean, we've passed through, but we're not inhabitants of Wesleyville.
Definitely didn't kill him.
Do you really say that out loud?
I probably shouldn't.
He sort of like looks over and he's like, what did he say?
Well, he's
Well, anyway, just be careful when you're talking. And just as he says that, the other guard walks up and he like sort of clams up and stands at attention.
I was just admiring the uniform that the Wesleyville Guard has. It is quite striking.
Yes, it is sort of a flag, sort of flowing with a big eagle on it.
Yes. It is both, austere and a little intimidating.
Thank you. And so the one who came back hands the scroll back to you, unopened, and sort of like bangs once on the big door, and the big door opens up. And he sort of steps
And
aside.
I turn over my shoulder. I'm like, come, follow me.
All right, Agnes strides in confidently. You guys all follow?
yes. I want to stay out
My
there.
entourage. I mean, I am a famous bard, so.
All right. Yeah, definitely in a large sort of entryway doesn't really do it justice. It's vaulted ceiling, pillars down the side, sort of shadowed, probably many doors off to either side. And standing at the end of it, you see a sort of cocky, sort of wearing some green armor. It doesn't really look like it's seen any use in battle, but he sort of walks up. It's like, he sort of comes. He sort of as you're walking in, he's sort of coming out of a back room, and there's also some guards off to the side of the back room. You guys
So I'm going to walk up to him with purpose and say, Skulldrake, I presume?
Yes, madam.
I have come to obtain permission to buy land in Windbell.
Intriguing. Well, come in, come in, come in. And he sort of gestures and he moves back. And you guys sort of, the guards sort of turn to watch you. And you enter, if the drawing room or the sitting room of Galdinger was well appointed, this is like twice or three times that. And Skulldrake sort of motions the sort of chairs that when you sit down, you like get enveloped by their cushiness.
But I will sit at the edge with my back very straight.
All right, very good, very good. He sort of sits in a high-backed chair, gestures over toward another even fancier sort of wet bar, or not wet bar, bar with more crystal decanters, even more variety. And he stands up and goes over and turns towards you all, and he's like, I'm sorry. My name is Skulldrake. What are all of your names?
Well, I am Agnes of Skye.
Agnes. Well met.
And yeah, these are my close friends.
Hello.
I'm Finric.
I'm Twizzard.
Paelias.
And that is
I'm Mr. Burns.
Oni Boney, but you may call him Mr. Bones.
He's quiet.
I see.
Yes, he's the silent but
Boney.
intimidating type, if you know what I mean.
Ah, yes. Well, there are uses for that sort of help sometimes, aren't there? Can I get you anything to drink?
Oh, maybe after we have signed some papers, we can have a celebratory drink.
Well, we can begin the process. I doubt we'll be signing anything today, but let me. Anyone drink? No, anyone?
I started early, so I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is probably like not even noon yet. So, all right.
Never get into.
And he sort of sits down. Do you guys sit down as well, Mr. Oniboni? Maybe stands behind one of the couches.
Yeah. Only doesn't like to sit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, maybe I'll have a glass of water.
Of course.
You're just done offering.
Well, I mean, just, if there's quite a bit of talking, I want to make sure that I do not become parched.
Sure. He pours a water for himself as well. Hands you yours. Takes his. So, you wait. What did I say? Did I say it was unopened?
It was unopened, yes.
So, you have an introduction.
Yes, from Sir Galdinger, and I pass it over to him.
All right. He cracks the seal between his two fingers and thumb, and unrolls it. I see. Ha! What's he gotten himself up to? All right. Well, yes. So you are here about some land, did you say?
Well, yes. When we were in Windbell, helping Sir Galdinger reclaim his ancestral keep,
Yeah.
we kind of really fell in love with the place and decided that we would like to have a place to stay while we're there. And so we found a place that we could rent, but we also wanted to own a little piece of land as well. And that's why we are here.
I see.
Enough for a garden.
And who is the current owner of the land?
That would be... Let's pretend that I know this off the top of my head.
Of course.
Where is it amongst all of the names that I have?
A bardic memory.
Oh, they were such nice old people.
It was 2 old people.
No, don't do it.
What was that?
Oh, 2 lovely an elderly couple who had a nice little cabin on the cliffside for their daughter, who decided that she was going to run away
Oh,
to
well,
foreign land.
that can always, those youngsters, can be a handful.
Yes.
I think it was Loman.
Loman, that
Sounds
sounds right. So let's pretend that I know that.
Sounds good. Well, yes, there would have to be a survey done. Is he dividing some piece of the land gifted to him, to you? Or is it
Yes,
all of
we
his
would
land?
we would not be purchasing all of his land. We would just be purchasing the land that is directly surrounding the cabin in which we would like to purchase.
I see. Yes, who is the reeve down in Windbell? It's,
Well, actually, it's no longer a reeve. I believe that Sir Galdinger had come specifically to the Duke of Ashfield to tell of the changes that were occurring in Windbell, that now it is a committee of townfolk.
Yes, you've reminded me of that. A bit of a interesting development. The Duke is of 2 minds. He has not been convinced that this is exactly a great way to go, but given some of the difficulties that were described with the previous reeve, does sound like perhaps the town needs something fresh.
I think they're also a little not trustworthy of any new person coming in right now, that they really just want to rely on themselves.
I see. Well, from what I've heard, they've been relying, I suppose it wasn't them. It was the previous reeve, but they've been in somewhat of a decline. Even some of their taxes have been lower than they should have been, if I recall correctly.
Well, with Wesleyville being, so much the larger town in Oxnard, that, most people live up here instead of in Windbell. They don't get much tourist attraction until recently, when a pyramid suddenly appeared. And what do you know? It was us, the Ateum.
So those stories are true, then?
Of course they're true. All stories have truth in them.
Spoken like a bard. So, and you say you had something to do with this pyramid, did you call it?
Oh, well, we definitely rid the pyramid of the skeletons and mummies within it. So now it is a nice tourist attraction.
You can go there.
Is your skeletal friend from that pyramid?
No, of course not.
It might be a distant relation, though.
Sort of looks you up and down. I'm sorry, what did you say your name again, bearded one, was?
Mr. Twizzard.
Mr. Twizzard. Huh. And are you a student here at Wesleyville?
Yes.
Judging by your attire.
Yes, that's right. I'm a student at EVAT.
Indeed. Have you
But
been...
very new student.
I see. And you also are studying there? And he sort of gestures toward Paelias.
Yeah, I do mostly distance learning.
Distance learning. I did not. I am unfamiliar with that practice.
Oh, it's new. Very, very popular, though.
I see. Well. All right then. Well, I will begin the process. There will need to be a surveyor sent to Windbell. Though, if there is indeed a new pyramid building, he can survey that as well and tax accordingly. So I will get that process rolling. I will also have one of the scribes go to the archives and check on the current distribution of the Loman land. And yes, we'll see what we can do.
Don't worry about surveying the pyramid. It's 60 by 60 feet.
Yeah, we surveyed.
Yes, we've been inside, outside, and all around.
I see, but you'll understand if I have to send someone more official than a group of adventurers such as yourselves.
Yes, well, tell your surveyor to watch out for the booby traps.
Mm-hmm.
It is quite dangerous.
Might want to send a few. The first few might die.
I will keep that under advisement.
Yeah, do the Loman place first.
Send your least favorite surveyor to the pyramid.
Oh, Twizzard. Yes, interesting. All right. Well, I will also pass on your message of greeting to the Duke. Sort of looks at you expectantly.
Oh, hi, Duke.
Is the Duke friends with Lady Norfel Lewin?
The Duke knows all of the nobles, yes.
Well, then I can only assume that he would want to be at the party that she is giving tonight.
Ah. I will be attending tonight. Will you also be attending?
Well, I will be performing.
Oh. Well, I suppose I'll see you then tonight.
Yes, very well.
He sort of stands up, moves to the door, sort of opens it. The two guards stand to attention, and he sort of gestures you folks out.
I give a little nod of my head, and I skedaddle out of there.
All right. So you guys go out. He sort of stands by his door as you make your way down the pillared, vaulted first room of this building. And as you get closer to the door, it opens up. And you pass out back into the daylight. The same two guards are standing outside.
And as I pass by the one guard
Yeah.
that was out there for a longer period of time,
Yeah.
I kind of lean over and whisper, "I hope something interesting happens today."
It's hard to tell behind the visor, but you think you see a wink.
All right,
All right.
where to now?
You want to call something interesting to happen?
We could also fast forward to the party.
Yeah, we might want to do that, just because.
Unless anyone has anything they need to do.
I mean, lunch, but I can sort of pretend.
We can assume you find a. Actually, you're near the original. Well, you.
White bird.
Oh, you are. You could go. You
Want to go into the flying bird white goose,
Sure.
Flying whitebird goose?
Yeah.
which is across from the stuffy shack.
Oh no. Don't feed our addiction.
It is near the stuffy shack. That is true. It is sort of across the street, but sort of facing. And you walk in, and there's a gnome who sort of jumps off a stool and runs up to you very eagerly, shakes your hands one by one. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Fawn. Welcome, welcome to the Soaring Goose. How can I help you? Here for lunch? What's that?
Why do they call you Fawn?
Well, that's my name.
Oh, sorry, your parents.
Why did my parents call me Fawn?
Yeah. Is there like a story behind it?
You know, if there is, I do not know it.
Well, it's a lovely name.
Well, thank you, Finn. I don't know who you are. Thank you. What's your name?
Maybe I have like a little name badge that they made me wear at the administration. Yeah.
What's your name?
Yes.
Little security thing. Yeah, so my name's Finric, and
What's the story
these are
behind
my
your
friends
name,
Philip.
Finric?
What?
What's the story behind your name, Finric?
You know what? It's as if it was picked out of a hat.
Huh.
Not much of a story at all, but I
Perhaps
do
my
like the reading.
parents like deer.
Say
Oh,
again?
Perhaps my parents like deer.
Could be.
Fawn of deer.
Perhaps my parents were deer.
oh,
It's possible my parents detested all vowels except for I. Who knows?
Parents. Who knows?
Yeah, there's can be so weird.
things.
So tell us more about this place.
Oh, come in, have a seat. At the Soaring Goose, we serve all sorts of folks here. All are welcome.
Restaurant or bar?
Even Mr. Bones here.
Mr. Bones.
Oh, of course, Mr. Bones is very welcome. Come in, Mr.
You
Bones,
are-
come in.
First person accepting of Mr. Bones.
He is 9 feet of love and politeness.
She sort of she ushers you in, and yeah, this is a nice place. It is an inn, the Soaring Goose Inn, as it were.
Well, Fawn, how are you? I am Agnes, and I am quite interested in what your house drink might be.
Oh, have you heard of it?
No, that's why I'm interested.
Ah, you're just familiar with the custom.
Yes.
Well, I call it Fawn's Bubbly. It is 2 silvers, and it is a delightful, sparkling wine.
Oh, that does sound very
That's different.
nice.
Okay.
I think I would like to try that. And do you happen to have any way of getting maybe a serving or two in a flask or a smaller bottle that I might be able to take with me?
I think I could find something for you. Certainly. Are you folks interested in lunch or just the drinks?
Oh, probably a light lunch.
Yeah. How much ham do you have?
Did you say how much ham?
Yeah.
Plenty of ham, Finric. How much do you need?
Let's get plenty of ham.
Plenty of ham. All right, just the ham or anything to go with it? I have a sort
Maybe
of.
I'll have one of the house special drinks to wash it down,
All right, so the ham.
and a side of water so I don't get too with all the ham and the alcohol.
All right, everyone wants a Fawn's Bubbly, even the
Yes, please.
Mr. Bones.
Oh, he'll have a milk.
Ah, of course. And I also have a sort of a thin cheese sauce that some people like to put on ham sometimes. If you want.
I'm afraid it'll get all over my fingers.
All right, just the ham then for everyone.
I'll have mine on maybe a sourdough or brown bread or rye bread.
I have a brown and a rye.
Rye, please.
And
I'll
I
do that
didn't get your name and your name. Gesturing to Twizzard and Paelias.
Yeah, I already gave him mine.
I'm Mr. Twizzard.
I'm Paelias.
Very nice to meet you all. Did you want your ham just plain or with some sort of baked
Cheesy.
dip?
Yeah, I'll take the cheesy ham.
Cheesy ham, all right.
Cheese ham for me too.
All right. She goes off and soon comes back with your plain ham, cheesy ham, ham on rye, and Fawn's Bubblies all around, and a water for Finric.
Excellent.
She sort of takes a step back and looks expectantly at you. There are a few other, you notice a few other, both red and black robed wizards sort of enjoying their meals at their respective tables. Doesn't seem to be much mixing here, though.
Did anyone do anything weird? Is anyone having the house drink?
Give me a perception check.
Yes, I'm doing it.
18.
No one else seems to be drinking, or at least no one else has the same shaped glass as the house drink. You see some steins, a couple crystal goblets, but mostly steins. It seems like a seems sort of mostly ale or mead being drinking by the students or by the other clientele.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna gorge on the ham and slowly sip the wine.
All right. Anyone who drinks the Fawn's bubbly, give me a D8. Roll a D8.
D8. That's the double-sided pyramid.
Yeah.
I got a 4.
5.
I got a 1.
All right. And how? So Finric, you're sipping it.
Yeah.
What are Agnes, Twizzard, Paelias? How are you drinking it?
Yeah, I'm probably just sipping it too. It's a sparkling wine. I don't think it's something that would be easy to chug without hurting
Oh
you.
man, I got a 1 too.
I think I drank mine pretty quick. Mine's probably gone by now.
All right. You got a 1, Paelias?
Yeah, I drank mine pretty quick too.
All right. So you and Twizzard sort of like drink it quick, and just like you just start laughing, just like uproariously laughing, and
Oh, this is a great thing.
and you see Fawn crack a smile as well. Finric, as you sip yours and Agnes the same, you sort of you just sort of start giggling as you take little sips. The uproarious laughter from drinking it quickly. Twizzard and Paelias, it'll for you rolled a 1. It only lasts about a minute. Agnes, you're actually laughing the longest with your 5. So it lasts sort of 5 minutes, and sort of the amount of laughter depends on how fast you drink it. But yes, basically, drinking Fawn's bubbly makes you laugh out loud for 1d8 minutes.
Nice.
Oh,
That's a pretty good drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get another.
Good ham too.
Yeah, the
the bubbles tickle my nose.
well, let's take a look. The hand is quite good. Yeah, if anyone wants another round.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take another.
All right.
No, I think I'll just stick to.
Always use a good laugh.
Roll another d8, then we'll see how long this one lasts.
2.
2 minutes of laughter.
I'm too hardy.
You also
I got a 1
notice-
again.
What's that?
No, I got 3. Sorry, 3.
All right. And again, depending on the sort of the rate at which you drink it, the volume of the laughter or the amount of laughter changes. And you do notice some of the other students sort of looking over. Some of them with sort of amusement on their face. Some of them who you get the feeling they may have been trying to have a conversation. They sort of like a little like newcomers, but generally well received. Yeah, you guys enjoy your lunch.
Ham. So now we have cheesy fingers too.
Yeah, I mean, if you just got sort of the sauce poured on the ham, it is a bit messy to eat.
But they don't have utensils.
They do, but it's meant to be a sandwich. It's sort of meant to be either or rolled up in a crepe. You get the feeling that there's a lot of crepe related.
Oh crap!
Crepe related. What am I trying to say? Food, cuisine. There you go. In this town.
It's very French.
Yeah, Wesleyville's a bit of
Other
French influence.
Fiction.
All right, so that's lunch. Any other things you guys want to practice or go over to the estate to get ready, or?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's what I could do, and then anyone else can do.
I'm ready. I'm
other
ready
things.
to wing it.
Yeah, we're ready to go. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen.
All right, so Agnes and Twizzard and Mr. Bones head over toward the estate. Paelias and Finric, are you tagging along, or what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't have anything else to do.
And the laughing drink, How many servants did I get to go?
Let's see. So it's I'm gonna say it's normally 2 silver, and another 2 silver for the bottle. So 4 silver for however many you want per. Yeah. 4 silver per.
Okay. So I guess I'll do a serving in I guess it's a glass bottle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and all of your lunches. So let's see. Anyone who had 2 rounds, it'll be 5 silver. Anyone who had 1 round, it'll be 3 silver.
Oh, I'll get this one. What's the total?
The total would be 5, 10, 15, 16. How many did you want, Agnes?
Oh, I'm getting 1 serving to go in a bottle, so 4 silver.
Okay, so 2 gold all told. Twice.
All right.
Thank you, Paelias.
Yeah.
All right. You guys head out of the Parliament District back over to the estates, and shortly you are knocking on the door of Lady Norfel Lewins. It is answered momentarily by Heather, who welcomes you in, and the lady as well is there. Ah, wonderful, wonderful. I was hoping you'd come. Is there any more planning that you need to do?
We need Finistil.
Oh, yes, yes. Where is she?
She's currently running some errands, doing some shopping, but she has looked over the notes that I left her, and she should be here in time for our performance.
Excellent.
We can also contact her through a sending stone. Speaking of which, Heather, do you happen to have a sending stone?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say if you had one, we could certainly, share contact information.
That's very nice of you, Agnes, but sorry.
Okay. Well, something to think about. It would be a very good way for you and Lady Norfel Lewin here to stay in touch with the Ateum.
Give me a perception check.
Probably have had this conversation after we did our performance, assuming it went well. So if it doesn't go well, they'll be like, yeah.
21.
You notice sort of a knowing glance between the two of them when you say that. And then Lady Norfel says, "Now, there is one thing I wanted to discuss. Not surprisingly, many people replied in the affirmative for tonight's gathering. I hate to even say this, currently there are only 2 seats available. And I know that, well, of course, Twizzard and Agnes and Finistel would all want to be here. Could I impose upon one of you to dine beforehand? I know, I'm sorry.
Well, actually, I
That's
don't
fine.
mind.
I'll do that.
Actually, at least Mr. Twizzard and myself, we can eat somewhere else some other time.
Oh,
We assume that the
I'll eat in the
guests would
kitchen.
be eating while we're performing, at least for some portion.
Oh.
So it's okay. We're not really your guests today. We are the entertainment. So we'll dine with the servants.
Oh, well, in that case, she sort of gestures toward Finric and Paelias. Would the 2 of you care to join the table?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
All right, then. The exact seating arrangement has not been set, but perhaps I could work my magic and sit you where I think would be best. I have been known to be quite the matchmaker.
My butt is in your hands.
However, Lady Lewin, please know that Paelias does have someone waiting for him at home.
I'm sure Paelias says thank you for saying that, bringing that up.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Anne would be appreciative of my forthcoming.
I'll take note of all of that.
In a different zip code, Agnes.
Oh man.
Also,
All
I
right.
took a vow of celibacy unless
Thrown away.
the girl's like really like
Smoking hot.
yeah.
These are noble ladies.
Morris like what in the background.
Smoking hot, meaning that she'll be on fire.
Yes, must be on fire.
Could have both types of smoking hot ladies.
Well, Finric, there is one of the masters from the monastery has replied yes.
That'll do.
Which master?
Sort of Heather looks at her and she sort of looks at Heather and she gives a wink to Heather and she's like, Master Rink.
Master what?
Rink. She is the master of the way of the drunken master.
Ah,
There's a lot of masters in that word.
we'll be fast friends.
Oh, it's a lady monk.
Indeed.
But those are
Again,
monk.
Heather sort of looks at her weirdly. She sort of gives her a little. Fine. It's fine.
Thumbs up with Master Rake.
All right. Do you guys run through a rehearsal soon enough? Yes, Finistel does arrive in time. Don't worry. Ding.
And Heather said that she would be able to do maybe some minor type of
Stage crew work.
lighting effects or something like that.
Yeah, we have spotlight and sound effects.
All right. Yes. Just tell me what you need from me.
Spotlight and sound effects.
Yeah.
But at any particular time, Twizzard?
During the performance.
So most of the
Got it.
time the spotlight should be on me, but then when Mr. Twizzard arrives on the scene, he should get a spotlight. And then
Very well.
when Mr. Bones arrives on the scene as the Mummy Lord, he should have a spotlight.
That will be totally fine.
Okay.
Excellent.
And then in terms of sound effects, I guess maybe something that sounds like
Dying mummies.
well, I was gonna say maybe like just like the din of fighting or something like that. You know, the clashing of steel on steel, or something hitting a wooden shield, or
Are you going over the pyramid appearing as well?
oh yeah, so some rumbling sounds.
We need the sound of a pyramid growing. So, whatever.
I think I have just the thing.
Yeah. Oh, and it would probably be really cool if we could get maybe the table to kind of shake a little bit while that happens.
Ooh.
Even if it's just, Finric and Paelias kind of like, moving their knees up and down to kind of make the table kind of jostle a bit. We are going to
Arrogance
have a
magic.
couple of unseen servants that might go around and do some things, but
Oh, this all sounds very exciting. I cannot wait.
Mr. Twizzard will have to make sure that he spends. How many did you want to make?
Oh, yeah, we were going to make a bunch, right? Have them poke people?
Well, I think we were going to do 3, but then I said maybe we only need 2. So he'll spend 22 minutes beforehand to get some unseen servants ready.
All right, I'm so excited. Yeah, let's just fast forward. Let's do this. So break it. Seems like you guys have a plan. I want to hear it. What's going on?
All right. So I will be first on the quote-unquote stage. And I do have the Battle of the Ateum all written.
Amazing.
So there are, I guess, particular cues. However, I will have to pause in my reciting of the Battle of Ateum to kind of give a cue. But Mr. Twizzard should have 2 unseen servants.
Mm-hmm.
I will have a small piece of Mr. Oniboni's probably like a finger bone or something in my pocket so that I could turn him invisible. We also will have.
Oh, look, everybody's at the table.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll introduce them after you finish describing the setup.
Okay. And then we'll have Finistral, who will be making some fire illusions.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't think she needs to do her actual bonfire.
She's off to the side. Is she visible by people, or just sort of off to the side, or hiding, or behind?
Just kind of in the background,
All right.
trying not to be obvious.
Right. She's not going to have a spotlight on her, so she doesn't have to worry about, her appearance too much.
Okay.
And then Mr. Twizzard will be doing some prestidigitation, some gusts,
Yes.
and some conjuration. Are we ready for this?
Amazing. Yeah. So, and you guys, if you want, do you guys want to stay sort of? So as people are arriving, and sort of there's some chit chat as people arrive, and sort of in the entry hall. And then sort of people are getting their seats and then getting their food, their first courses. Did you guys want to mingle at all, Twizzard and Agnes, or you guys are okay? So you guys are...
No. A performer needs to stay in the zone beforehand.
Understood. So Finric and Paelias... Finric and Paelias, Lady Northel sort of introduces you around. How did you want to be... She asks you both beforehand how you want to be introduced to these people.
I usually go by Paelias the Extraordinary.
Paelias the Extraordinary, all right. And what are you wearing? Are you still wearing the red robes, or are you switched back? Or Paelias, I guess. Finric, you've been in your Cobalt Soul this time, right?
Yeah, I put on a more formal attire.
Okay. All right. And Finric, how are you being introduced?
Finric.
All right. So basically, she's sort of making introductions for people who don't know each other. In attendance, you meet Shogrin Diane Kovath. She is a sort of standing tall, very proud. You get the feeling that she's a bit pompous, perhaps, high status. She's wearing a burgundy dress. With a medium collar, she has her hair down. Shogrin Palkin Moondrop is actually sitting next to you, Paelias. She is a gnome woman, very, very jovial, very excited about the show. Wimblecat is there. You guys recognize and give a nod to him.
Wims.
Tabaxi Extraordinary. Why, Finric, hello! I did not know you would be attending this festive dinner tonight.
Likewise.
Welcome. I'm so excited to be here. Do you know what the entertainment is going to be?
I have a little bit of an idea, but I wouldn't want to spoil it for you.
Oh, you sly dog. You were also introduced to a rather imposing, slightly sketchy looking. You get the feeling that Lady Northel may have invited him to get a little bit of the... a little bit of a bite to the night's company, as Ligur, who you may remember as the person who runs the illicit wizard fights in some sort of thing underneath the fountain. He's sitting at the end of the table next to Wimblecat. Scaldrake, who you met earlier, of course, the Duke's right-hand man. He is to your left, Paelias, and Shogrin Palkin Moondrop is to your right. The Master Reng, the drunken master, is older. Maybe by, you estimate, maybe 10 years your senior. Finric, she is on your right, and on your left is who is that? Introduced as Headmaster Totternoose. Bit of a sort of hair on the graying side, but he is from the academy. And then Joaquin Estrazio is in between the headmaster and the Shogun from House Evath. And then at the head of the table are Lady Norfell and Heather. Whew, a lot of crazy people. Any conversations that you guys want to have before sort of the... I assume the festivities will be going on during the sort of the main course, is that? Or how do you want to roll this, Agnes? It's up to you.
Sorry, quick question to the DM. Not what race is Master Rang?
Appears to be human.
Appears to be human. All right.
I figured ours would probably be between the main course and dessert, maybe.
It's like medieval times. Like it's dinner and a show.
Yeah, it is dinner and a show.
All right.
I mean, it's not like it's going to be that long, but we'll make it long for, I guess, the sake of the party, but it's not going to actually be that long.
That's what she said.
It is a page front and back, though.
All right.
Double space.
Agnes, you made the comment earlier that you would eat with the servants, as it were. You notice that there are no servants other than unseen ones. But, however, there is a place set for you, Twizzard, and Finistel to eat in sort of an ante-room to the kitchen off the back here. And there's also a door that goes underneath the stairs that sort of leads over to here, sort of a stage door, if you will, into the main room. As discussed, I believe Heather discussed with you, there is the ability for the table to magically leave and the chairs go to the sides, but I think you wanted to sort of keep it there, so that goes with the whole in between.
Yeah, we're just doing the stage. We don't need the dance floor.
Perfect. Let's say, so Paelias and Finric, any conversations that you'd like to have, or there's sort of general small talk as you're all sitting and enjoying, enjoying the first courses, and then the main courses. But...
Yeah, I'll say hi to the Shogun.
Oh, what was your name again? Paelias, was it?
Paelias, yes. I'm an out-of-towner.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. What brings you to Wesleyville?
Oh, we're just on our way up to the next town. We're a bit of explorers, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right. Heading to Gosnell, then.
Yeah, yep. Heading up that direction.
Further than Valence, or continuing north, or?
We're going up to I don't know, where are we going?
Lucknow.
We're going to Lucknow.
Oh my, that's quite the journey.
Yeah. We came from Windbell, so that's it was already a bit of a journey. But yeah, so we have quite the journey ahead of us as well.
Intriguing. May I be so bold as to ask what business you have in Lucknow? That or perhaps you're returning home. She sort of looks you over.
Yeah, I do have some ancestry there, but this is a business trip. We have some books to look into, some reading, some homework.
I see.
I am a cleric after all, so I do study quite a bit in my day.
Interesting.
And you're with the house. Was it Enoch or?
She used the Rudland.
Rudland.
Yep.
Was it? Yeah. And how goes the Rudland school?
Well, we demand nothing but the best from our students, and we get it. So no, things are progressing nicely. You sort of see her look across the table at Shogun Kovath when she sort of says that. But you sort of... Actually, give me a perception, Paelias, as you're having this conversation with her.
Perception. All right. That's not great. All right. Let's just say poor. That's an 8.
Yeah, I mean, you can see she sort of, when she mentions her house, she sort of glances in the direction of the shogun of the other house. But other than that, you're sort of just engaged in the conversation with her, focused on that. However, when that is brought up, Skaldrake sort of leans over and sort of engages both of you. He's on your left, and he says, "Ha! Well, there are rumors that there have been more difficulties of late. Are there any truth to that, Shogun?" Falcon. No more than normal, Skaldrake. Just teaching, and looking out for our own. Ah, I see. All right.
So what's with the dichotomy here? How come you guys don't collaborate and put on, wizarding, continuing educations and stuff?
Collaborate with House Evath.
Right.
Well, let's just say that our houses go back a long time, and they haven't always seen eye to eye. So I think.
But I mean, even in differences of opinion and things like that, there can still be points of where you come together and have a similar mind, right?
I suppose there are some similarities between House Evath and House Rudlin. And upon hearing the name, you do notice Shogun, who is having a bit of a conversation with Joaquin Estrazio. She sort of looks up, looks across the table, now interested. But I'm afraid there are some differences in virtues that prevent many, working together. Yes, differences in virtues is one way to put it, Moondrop. I would appreciate you using my title, Shogun Kovath. I would appreciate many things from you, but Shogun Moondrop, welcome to the. I'm so glad you were able to attend tonight. Yes, well, and I am glad you are able to attend tonight as well. You can sort of get the. You sort of also notice that Lady Norfell is just like drinking this in. There's a reason that she should have sat both Shoguns directly next to her and Heather. Meanwhile, we'll flash over to Finric. You're sort of down on the other end of the table between two more of the reticent, maybe not reticent is the right word, but more reserved of the guests. You can see Wimblecat and Ligure going back and forth. You gather there's some debate about some magical items and their relative worth is going to sort of a heated discussion between these two here.
Yes.
You notice. Yes. Hello. How are you doing, Mrs. Master?
Not much. How am I doing? I don't know. I'm doing great.
How do you know Lady Norfell?
We met on the road when my companions and I were traveling up here from Windbell.
Wonderful. And you are of the Cobalt Soul, I take it.
I am. Yes, you know of us.
I do. There's a group in Flanlin, over in Gosnold. You would be good to visit them. Are you, I take it then, not from Flanlin?
No, I didn't actually realize you had a Solatorium over in Gosnold. I'm from North Gorson originally.
Oh, you've come quite the distance.
Yeah, I've been around.
Indeed, you look
A little here, a little there. Well, there's you're only around once, and there's only one world, so
That
you know,
there
you
is.
gotta see as much of it as you can.
Cheers to that! And she holds out her drink.
Cheers. So you're of the way of the drunken master.
Indeed I am.
I admire that. That seems like a pretty good order.
Well, we try.
Yeah.
And the Cobalt Soul, a bit of an archivist, thirst for knowledge and whatnot.
Yes and no.
Oh, intriguing. Tell me more.
Well, I think for me, I'm not so much interested in the archivist end of things. I'm more into the on the road, real world experience of it.
Are you?
There's certainly a lot to be gleaned from the archives, and enough to start you off on it. But there's only so much I think that book learning can give you, and if it's only book learning and there's no and it's just an end to itself, then there's less value in it. So I do prefer to be on the road and travel.
Now, while you're on the road, are you retrieving various books or information for your home monastery?
It's an interesting question. I'm sure when I get back, one day I will sit down and put pen to paper. But I don't so much travel with and keep a log in my travels of it. I'm more in it for the experience.
I just I've met some Cobalt Soul monks who are on missions, as it were, to retrieve documents or tomes for their monasteries. So no imposition, just
no. That's
curious.
That's the usual. That's I don't know. Again, at a certain point, it becomes a means to an end.
Do you believe in the whole know thy enemy
Oh, absolutely.
ethos of the Cobalt Soul?
Absolutely that.
And who is your enemy currently, Finric?
Who do you think?
Too personal a question. What about who is your ally?
Well, I do have some friends here.
Do you? Who else do you know here?
I know Paelias, the cleric,
Ah.
Twizzard the wizard, and Agnes the bard.
Oh,
Agnes of Skye.
I don't know if I...
I've met a few of the townsfolk along my way, but I don't know that I would consider them friends yet. Although that Wimblecats fellow is really something.
Interesting. Wimblecat gives you a nod, and then he goes back to arguing with Ligor over some cloak versus staff or something. I don't know.
So what is the aim of the way of the drunken master? Like what's you're the headmaster here, correct?
That is correct.
So what keeps you going other than the alcohol?
She sort of cheers you again on that. Well, we seek to sort of move. We like to be unpredictable. If we are engaged in a battle, we like to we like to lull our I guess forgive me, I'm speaking directly of fighting, but we enjoy getting in the heads and maybe convincing our foes or even our friends sometimes to let their guards down, just to see, maybe bring gladness to the despondent or Or if it is a more combatant nature, maybe lull them into a false sense of security. But, in general, we prefer humility to arrogance. So I wouldn't, yes, my role is a master, but it is, it's more of just a title.
Does that sort of mentality, do you think, help you exist in a town where there are multiple orders that are in such a close proximity and so interwoven?
It is somewhat of a challenge sometimes. The monastery is shared between 5 ways here. I don't know. Are you familiar with the ways that are here?
I have heard of the monks of 5 ways.
Oh, she sort of gets serious for a moment. That is not of which I speak. That is a sect within the city that I am not appreciated of. What I am discussing is the 5 traditions that are practiced at the Wesleyville Monastery. The way of the shadow, the way of the drunken master, the way of the 4 elements, the way of the long death, and the way of the Kensai. The
Gotcha.
5 ways is what I believe you were discussing. They have somewhat tainted the traditions and what am I trying to say? Reputation of the monks that are here trying to study for their own betterment. The 5 ways, well, they're more of a criminal element in Wesleyville.
That is what I gathered.
Have you had a falling in with them, or falling out with them, as it were?
I've run across them.
Indeed. Well,
Not to my liking.
I apologize if they have tainted your understanding of the monistic ways in Wesleyville. I assure you they are a small minority here.
Well, it's good to know, and it's nice to meet a monk that is a good representative of Wesleyville.
It's nice to meet you. Cheers again.
Cheers.
All right, Paelias, any other conversation you want to have before the festivities get started?
No, I'm good.
All right, Agnes. I'm going to throw it over to you. How would you like this to go down?
Okay, so I'm going to ask Finistral to have a minor illusion of a skeleton, animated skeleton ready.
Okay.
I'm also going to do an animated skeleton, and my minor illusion should last for about a minute.
Okay.
And it's 1 action, so I'm guessing that's instantaneous, right?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we're not in initiative, so we can take things a little flexible. I'm totally fine with that.
All right, so
I've got some unseen servants ready, right?
yeah, you spent 22 minutes or 20. How many?
Yes, 20. That's what I was doing.
How many do you want?
While
2?
everyone was chatting. Yeah,
Did you
just
want
2.
2? Yeah, 22. Okay.
All right.
Shake everyone's chairs and tables.
All right, so the atmosphere should be dimly lit, and I should have a spotlight on me.
Okay. Yep. Heather takes
I
care of
have
that.
my lute, and I guess I am, strumming some chords.
All right.
It's not going to be too fast paced. It is a ballad.
All right,
okay.
You gather everyone's attention to you quite easily.
Oh, I've taken my red robe off.
Okay.
He's now in
Yeah.
his Mr. Twizzard's finest.
Yes, just
Alright.
my MC Hammer pants.
But
Yes.
you're not lit up yet.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just not wearing the robe, so I don't think I'm a student or something.
All right, here we go.
Is your ballad what sort of, is it tense? Is it uplifting? What sort of music goes with it?
Oh,
Thrilling.
yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be, I guess, suspenseful in a way.
Okay.
You're gonna be on the edge of your seat.
It is a battle.
All right.
You're gonna want to duck. Hold your marshmallows out because they'll get toasted.
All right, how's this go down? I'm ready.
All right. Gather around and a story you'll hear of a great battle and the heroes who showed no fear. A pyramid sprung up as if grown from the ground. And then there should be the rumbling and stuff starting.
All right, yep.
Chaos, destruction, and confusion abound. A deep rumble was heard and a terrible roar as skeletons began pouring out of the door. So I make a minor illusion of one skeleton, and
Right.
Finric makes a minor illusion of another skeleton.
All right.
Not to be confused with Oni Boni.
Oh yeah,
Of
he's not in the
course.
spotlight.
Right, and he's wrapped in linen.
Ah, so he's playing the role of the mummy.
He's the mummy lord.
He's the mummy lord.
Got it. Got it. All right. All right. Music's building. Skeletons are attacking.
All right, the people of Windbell were not sure what to do, but the Ateum were ready, and towards the ruckus they drew. All right, your prestidigitation.
Here comes Twitter.
Magic missiles rained down, and skeletons were punched in the face, while others were struck by rapier, dagger, and mace.
Prestidigitation on skeleton. Both of them.
The red spark kind.
Do they fall over? What happens to them?
They disappear.
Yeah, they should disappear, because
Right.
I'm sure a minute has probably occurred. As the skeleton numbers dwindled and waned, a priest appeared, but not one ordained. Wrapped in linen rags with death in his eyes, the Ateum knew this was no mummy in disguise, or this was no mummy disguise.
This isn't Mr. Bones.
So, no, this is not Mr. Bones either.
Oh, not.
So I'm going to conjure up the mummy priest.
Okay. All right, we'll just use one of these here. Okay.
Looks shockingly similar to a regular skeleton.
Yeah,
Oh,
fine.
here, let me put a hat on.
Yes.
There we go.
But he was taken care of in no time at all, as he was soon struck by Twizzard's fireball.
So now I'm conjuring a styrofoam fireball,
Okay.
and I'm gonna gust it at that skeleton.
All right, and this is where Finistel flames up.
So yeah, we can have her do a minor illusion of a fire
Yeah,
Right.
around that.
around that skeleton, and that skeleton should disappear.
Give me a performance check with advantage for the beginning of this. See how things are going so
Just
far.
Agnes or
Just Agnes is fine.
okay, good.
It's 24.
Yeah, no, everybody is turned to look at you. Sort of the conversations died down. There's a hush as you started, and everyone's just really into it.
All right, the pyramid was searched and booby traps found as the heroes explored the burial mound. The twists and turns of a dangerous maze when finally a sarcophagus attracted their gaze. The lid was removed and inside revealed a powerful mummy lord no longer sealed. And this is where
Oh.
Mr. Bones comes out. The mummy awoke, revived from the dead, using his powers to invoke fear and dread. A swirling sandstorm mixed with blinding dust made getting away from him seem like a must.
Oh, there's some more special effects from Finn and Heather now to some more prestidigitation to sort of
Gusts everywhere.
maybe some gusts from Twizzard. People in the
I'm
first
sure
row
it's
get a little like,
table.
oh.
Attack after attack, blow after blow, the mummy lord's weakness began to show. It was fire that dealt the most damage, and more fire the Ateum could manage.
All right.
One last fireball was all it would take, and just in time for their lives were at stake. So, Mr. Twizzard, get your last fireball ready.
Another styrofoam fireball, gusted over to Mr. Bones.
All right.
And he should have a minor illusion of flames around him.
All right. Is that when you make him turn invisible or not yet?
Just about. As the mummy lord burned, Twizzard bit his heart. If only they knew to burn it from the start. So I am making Mr. Bones invisible now.
All right.
For the mummy lord would return until its heart was consumed by fire, not Twizzard, or so they assumed.
Whoa.
All right, so Mr. Twizzard, are you going to conjure a mummy heart?
Yes. So I make a mummy heart and I bite it.
All right, give me a performance check on that.
Uh-oh. Oh. 16?
And
Yeah.
I got 25.
So,
Oh yeah, no, people are thoroughly disgusted and thrilled and horrified by that.
that's the goal.
All right, and so you're going to put the heart on fire.
Yes.
Okay.
Burn it.
And so the heart was burned to ash in a fire, a return of the mummy no one would desire. So if there is a lesson to you I must impart, it is to burn, not eat, a mummy lord's heart.
Oh man, can I just say that this is amazing?
Thank you.
Yeah, no, there's a. Is that and then so is there a big finish visually or is it just?
I can do a backflip.
No, I think it's just the burning of the heart.
Yeah.
All right.
So just like in the middle of the stage, the heart on fire.
Ooh, maybe I throw it and then it flies into the center of the room and just explodes into nothing.
All right, yeah, and Finn and Heather both add their prestidigitation to shoot sort of sparks as it sort of.
It's like indoor fireworks.
Exactly.
I hope nothing's on fire.
And there's clapping, tons of clapping and excitement. And as you finish and the clapping dies down, you hear.
Oh, we're in trouble. I know it. Somehow we're in trouble.
as you so Twizzard lights the heart, throws it, it explodes in the center of the pot and in the center of the table. Ooh, ah! Everyone's clapping, and just as that happens, this sort of wave of energy flows from the front, sort of the door into the kitchen, and all of you give me a Constitution save.
Three.
Uh-oh.
All?
Yeah, all. You
Oh,
can
boy.
finish still, actually. Wait, the hell is my
13.
die?
Well, I'm down for the count.
What's that?
I only got a 3.
I also got a 3.
Yeah,
Wait,
13.
against what? Being frightened?
This is stunned.
13.
3.
I got a 13.
All right, Agnes and Finric, you're sort of stunned in place. Everyone but the Sjogrens and Finistel, and actually, no, Wimblecat's stunned too. And dropping from sort of this balcony up above.
Well, who is it? That's more than one.
Yeah, it's definitely more than one. Ah!
That's the Foot Clan.
I ran into foot things. And this guy lands directly on the table.
Where the burning heart is?
Well, the burning heart sort of, as it clears, they like land on the table.
That's slipping.
And that's where we're gonna end session for tonight. And we'll pick things up next
How did
week.
these guys get in?
And yeah, Finric. Actually, wait, hold on. Is your Master rank is also stunned? Yeah, these definitely look like they're wearing similar clothes to the 5 ways that you guys tangled with before.
Oh, boy.
All right, we'll see how this shakes out in the giant rumble next week.
I mean, I can only imagine that there's going to be some pretty hefty firepower from some of the guests here. So
Oh yeah. No, it's
I
gonna
mean,
be.
Rimblecat alone is probably going to be able to kick some ass. The Master Monk, the 2 Shogrins.
All in the same room, it's gonna explode.
It's gonna be crazy.
You've got a lot of NPCs to deal with, Shawn.
Nice.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. All right. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next Friday for another BND Live.